English-speaking friends, I salute you in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Elijah was afraid of Queen Jezebel, who wanted to kill him, and he ran for his life. When he came to Beersheba in Judah, he left his servant there, while he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness. He came to a broom bush, sat down under it, and prayed that he might die. "O Lord, I have had enough," he said. "Take my life. I am not better than my ancestors." And he lay down under the bush and fell asleep. And the word of the Lord came to him, "Well, what are you doing here, Elijah? Look, go out and stand on the mountain in the presence of the Lord, for the Lord is about to pass by." Then a great and powerful wind tore the mountain apart and shattered the rock before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. After the wind, there was an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake came a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire came a gentle whisper. When Elijah heard it, he pulled his cloak over his face and went out and stood at the mouth of the cave. Then a voice said to him, "What are you doing here, Elijah?" And you see, my friend, there are days like that, when there is only a little daylight and the sky is grey and people are as gloomy as the weather. Then yes, there is a days like that. Day like that when nearly all the birds stop singing and have disappeared from dancing in the sky, and those who remain are silent. There are days like that, when only a few battered flowers have survived the cold winter, and your miserable garden is covered with dead, soggy leaves left scattered by skeleton trees in pitiful condition. Yes, you see, there are days like that, especially if on the top of it all there is a dreadful fog which refuses to lift up and go away. And it is still there, even at midday. It will not last, you thought, and with that little face you comfort yourself. But to no avail. Of course, it will not last, and we shall live through it. Now look around. Soon will come spring. The crocus will bloom again with the daffodil, and the fragrance of the violets will fill the air once more. We may not have still far the journey, but before we reach the gate of spring, but the early spring rose are the keys that will unlock those winter gates and open the doors of a new rejoicings. Yes, spring is coming soon. Believe me, gloomy days will not last. Spring is coming, you know. Got summer season approach. Oh, yes, Major, of course. But today the day is gloomy, cold, depressing. Today is foggy. Today is miserable. You know, Life has its foggy days too. Days when all the landmarks are blotted out in the mist. Days when all the things of which you have always been absolutely certain and confidently sure are hidden by fogs of doubt, fogs of fears. It is easy for some whose paths lead them through the sunlight to tell us that mountains are still there and that we will see them as soon as the fog lifts. But many of us found it difficult to believe at second hand that those mountains are there. We many times, like the Apostle Thomas, want to see the mountain for ourselves before we can banish the fears that cover our hearts. You see, the fogs of depressions are so efficient, so to hide the hills of, of everlasting love. That is why those foggy days are so depressing. That is why we get into the curious state which we perfectly described as being under the weather. Indeed, it takes a great soul to sing cheerfully, surrounded by some fogs who cover fields and valleys, mountains and rivers, body, soul and spirit. How can we walk through the storms of suffering and pain in this life? If only we could fight the fogs and struggle with it. But it is so soft and yielding that fogs are so impenetrable, Make a breach in it and it will close up again instantly. So look at poor Elijah. How foolish is his house under that broom tree. He knows it. All his arguments with himself, all his disapproval, contradiction, all his illogicality, all his deductive reasoning, all his objection, all his outbursts, all his process of deduction like a man who will try to conquer the fog by fighting with it. But to no avail. Can he strike it? Punch it? Manhandle it? Bully it, maybe? Trash it? What about checking it like a raggy doll? Of course Elijah can. Of course you can. But you will never get rid of depression by fighting and arguing with it. The only way, my friend, is by trusting. The power of the fog is that we cannot see what is in front of us. If we could see the danger, we could prepare ourselves to meet it. We will put down our foot and get ready for the next step. But when we cannot see, we fear what the fog may hide. My fear of the possible is always more fearful than the fear of the actual. Believe me. Are you like that? And it is because we have no power to measure the possible. You see, nothing disturbs reality as fog does. So what can we do? Get out from under the broom tree, Elijah. Get up and eat, said the Lord. Put your trust in me, said God to Abraham facing an unknown land. Put your trust in me, said God to David running away in the wilderness, chased by his wicked son. Put your trust in me, said God to Daniel, who entered the lion's den. Put your trust in me, said God to the Apostle Paul, as he was confronted by a shipwreck. Put your trust in me, said God to the Apostle John, as he felt as dead at the feet of Christ, revealing to him what will happen in the future. You see, my friend, all the elements are there which bring down the fog of depression upon our paths. So let us not be afraid. We may not be able to do anything about it, but in faith, let us go forward, trusting that God will lead us in the right direction if we surrender all our lives to Him. Faith, say the writer of the letter to the Hebrews in the New Testament, faith is being sure of what we hope for and certain of what we do not see. So let's enter the fog of 2026 like that and put our trust in God, because God can do the impossible and bless us. Take care.